I'm sippin', 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 I'm sippin'.
Sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin', I'm sippin'.
I just gave her the mic. All right, you ready?
Alright.
All right, well, this is Sippin' with Sammie. I am Sippin' with Sammie, Sam Malone, Barstool, Rug. If you ain't sippin' with Sammie, you ain't sippin' right. Get your fucking life together. I got Sippin here with me as usual lately. You know, I'm Steezel. And we got the homie SteadyStills, man. Steady.
What's going on, yo?
What's up with you, bro?
Nothing, man.
Appreciate the pull up, man.
You know,
Yeah.
4th of July, I decided to stop by and see you real quick.
Yeah, man. Bro hit me up early in the game like, yo, what's poppin' today? I'm like, I'm trying to shoot these eps, and then we can figure some shit out.
Right.
And he obliged, so that was love, man.
Right,
that was love.
Barbecue, you know, afterwards, something.
Yeah. I actually got a line on the pool party this evening. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Do that too. I like pool parties.
Hey.
I take the camera.
Hey.
Right. Even better. I'm bringing the camera guy. They gonna let me in. They gonna let me in.
Once that light turns on, the whole party get different.
Yo.
Everybody start to play up for the camera.
That's the move. Everybody want to be on camera. Like, that's the move.
Yeah,
But
man.
that's
Everybody want to be a star.
Yes.
That's funny though, cause y'all jump right into it. Where the hell does SteadyStills come from? Like, what made you pick up a fucking camera? And what made you keep it?
I was running with an artist named Puba.
My guy.
I was taking pictures with an iPhone. And I just like taking pictures. I used to kind of do the same recap pictures with a phone.
Was it like official with you running? Like, were you officially his camera guy? You just supporting and?
Nah, me and Puba have a long relationship outside of anything like this. You know what I mean? Like, he's like
So it was just a support thing. It was love.
He's like a brother of mine, and then we, as he was going through the rapping thing, it was just like we just kind of ran together, and then we just kind of went together. It was like, you know, like
Organic.
yeah, kind of organic. It just like I ain't gonna say I managed Puba, but it was kind of sort of it was like in that kind of world, kind of sort of, you know, I mean, just kind of ran with him and.
Yeah, I mean, even that wouldn't be disrespectful because Puba know what you did.
Yeah.
He know you was there.
Right.
So
Matter of
yeah.
fact, I'm a part of that. Puba is bringing Dave East out to Voltage September 7th, and I'm a part of that. You know what I mean?
Guess who'll be backstage?
You. SippinWitSammie's gonna be backstage.
Yeah, you know I'm
gonna
Steezel,
be
so
in the
we all in
building,
there
too.
together. That's what's crazy. I
gonna be in
can't
that
get away
building.
from this guy, yo.
Right.
And I'm one of the official shooters for that event. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Shout out to there's a lot of Jersey shooters I've seen that are getting press passes. Reggie,
My guy.
homie Reggie, definitely got a pass. Our friend Tamal, my man Press, he got a pass.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's a couple of fellas I don't kind of know them very well, but you know, shout out to them as well too. And
Shit, I might be backstage shooting the shooters that night.
And, you know what I mean?
Might have to talk to all the shooters.
Stay in the building.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
It's going to be a good night though.
I can't wait.
From there, I picked up a real camera, so I wanted to take pictures.
Okay.
And during that time, I injured my leg, so I had some downtime, and I started watching like YouTube videos and things like that. And I got lucky and blessed and landed on a podcast. And once I landed on the podcast, my first person that I shot was heavyweight boxer Brian Jennings.
I was there.
It's a Philadelphia boxer. You
Yep.
were there.
I was there.
You know what I mean? He actually took pictures.
Okay.
All true shit.
Okay.
It's crazy.
And then the next day, Spontane, who you know,
Yep.
shout out to my guy DJ Spontane.
Salute.
So that's fine.
Hit me up on the phone and said, listen, if you're not doing nothing on Wednesday nights, we definitely got a home over here. We definitely want you back.
Love.
And the rest is, essentially made Spontaneous been running since that point to today.
How long ago was that again?
That's almost like 6 years ago now.
Sheesh.
Nice.
That's dope.
So I got a question. So to run it back, so you said you started with an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So I have a question. So what was the experience like? 'Cause a lot of people are using iPhones now to take their pictures. So what's your opinion? Do you think that was there a difference from using the iPhone to having your actual camera?
Yeah, because it's like, you can get away with certain things with a phone, because I have a newer iPhone as well, too. You know, I do have an XR phone. So, and it takes really nice pictures. I'm not going to lie. It takes really good pictures.
In After Effects and stuff.
In some setting.
Right.
Now, if you're trying to do something and your lighting isn't all there, this isn't going to do that. You know what I mean? You're going to end up with them shadows, or you're going to end up with that fuzz, or you're going to end up with that pixelation type of look.
The pixelation be horrible.
Right.
The camera is always going to give you that effect where you can zoom in all the way to a person's pore and it's still
clear.
All you see is skin.
Got it.
You'll never kind of get that from a cell phone camera to a real camera.
I like how you explained that. Because that's true.
For certain other things, like if you're a regular casual person, you know what I mean, you're taking some pictures of your kid in the park in the daytime, yeah, that's probably going to work, you know what I mean, you probably don't need a camera. If you're somewhere, let's say on a pier and it's 11 o'clock at night and you're trying to take a picture, well, you might not get the best picture out of it.
Right.
Mind you, it's a setting on an iPhone called Portrait.
Oh, it's very, very good setting.
It's a setting in that man's head called portrait.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like that's
right.
what he do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
And
you want to get the best, man.
You can adjust the f-stop in the top right corner, so you can give it some more bokeh. That's that the blur.
Look at you giving some little tips.
You know what I mean?
You dropping them jewels already.
Right in the top right corner. And then at the bottom, you could adjust the lighting into like cinema lighting with little cubes, which you get into that mode. And then you can adjust and make a nice little picture. You know what I mean? So you can make, you know, if you're somewhere and you don't want the background to be seen all the way, you can put it all the way to the lowest f-stop. And if you're somewhere where you want everything to be nice and sharp, like your background too as well, everything around you, then you want it to be probably like an f-stop 4, 4.5, or 5, something higher.
Listen, y'all better take notes. He's giving out all kinds of settings. A lot of people didn't know. Myself, I have an Android, so
yeah,
I don't know if those still, them settings still apply.
I don't know. I haven't had Android. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Yikes.
Uh-oh.
Since like iPhone 3.
Uh-oh.
Yikes.
Stun on him, big homie.
So I had an iPhone. I bought it on a Monday. I turned it back on Wednesday.
Wow.
I just couldn't deal with it.
I had an iPhone and 2 Androids at the same time. I had 3 phones at one point, and I hated my iPhone.
Yeah,
I probably had
my,
like a 6 or something. It was a while ago, 5 or 6 or something.
I still had my iPhone. I mean Android.
All right.
Right. Point it at.
But yeah, so the iPhone shit never really worked for me. And as an artist, iPhones always create a problem in the studio. Like it's hard to just transfer shit from your phone to the, you know what I mean? And a lot of people that had iPhones just be like, yo, I'm gonna email you this, and you could put it so he could get like. I ain't never want to go through that. I feel like I'm working for my phone. It's kind of like rims.
Right.
Like I don't want to work that hard for my tires.
Right.
Worrying about them all the damn time.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. No, that was good. That was some good information though. But no, I had 2 iPhones actually. The one I bought on a Monday, I returned it on Wednesday. The other one I lost it and just really didn't care about it because I had an Android too. I had 2 phones and it was just like, I lost it.
If she had 2 phones, I could add 3.
There you go.
Everybody has 2 phones. Most professionals have 2 phones. No, entrepreneurs, not professionals, entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Work phone and your personal phone.
Right. So,
Yeah.
the bad phone, you know.
I had 2 work phones and a personal. I've never had a bad phone. Me and Stills was stuck. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? But no, ever since you've been doing the shooting thing, it's funny that you say that was the first time was with the brand BY Jennings pup, because them pictures was great. Like we got a lot of good shots that day. You know, they still pop up in my memories and stuff. We still be reposting them. Chop be reposting them sometimes. Like them was some great shots you got that day. So you was a natural.
Yeah, like I said, Reggie, you know what I mean? Before, like I said, Reggie B, he helped me with editing and with some of my lighting. So it was like he introduced me to Lightroom, which is like the app that I
was that before or after that session? Like, did he help you with those pictures, or he showed you before you took those pictures?
Before I took those pictures.
Okay.
I was really freelancing by the time that I got to that podcast point.
All right, you skipped the freelancing part, I think.
Right.
All right,
Okay.
cool,
So that wasn't necessarily the first time.
No, but that was the first time on the
That's
show.
pictures. No.
That was when he got put on.
That was the first time I was taking pictures of a podcast, though, yes. I was taking pictures of, like, nature, this and the other.
When you first did the show, did you like it? When you, like, as opposed to the freelance work, did you see the difference in it?
Yeah, because I always told Spontaneous, too, it was I always wanted to be on radio. Like, being on radio was something that I wanted to do. It was, like, since I was, like, a kid.
On the low, I always did, too.
I was one of them people that used to call up radio stations and try to win stuff and talk to people. You know what I mean?
I never used to call. I used to always wind up at radio stations, though.
I used to win stuff, and I had to use my sister's name because I was too grown. We always talk about this, doing stuff before our time. And I used to use my sister's name to win the stuff on the radio station because I would win stuff to clubs, and I wasn't even old enough to go to a club yet. But I would go with her fake ID, too, with her ID. But, yeah, I was there, too. I did that, too.
Fake ID.
It was her real ID. It was my fake ID. You know. But
so
we learned so much about you on this podcast.
Made a good impression with the pictures, like you said, off that first day.
No, great impression.
And then established a relationship, and then as time went by, there was like certain times where Spontaneous would come in late to the show. You know what I mean? Because Spine has a little tendency to come late to the show.
Yeah, we know Spine.
He started calling and saying, "Hey, listen, just start the show off. Just start the show off. Just kick it off." And I'm like,
okay.
All right.
I remember him saying, "Nah, bro, you got this. Like, you can do this. You can do this, bro. Like, you got this. I know you can do this." So I'm like, "All right." And I just started becoming that, and then, we got the opportunity to go to Mega, and then Spawn brought me over with him, and I started off in the camera role again, and then I ended up being on the microphone.
Nice.
Again, some sort of word.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
not
yeah.
being spawn talk back and forth on the microphone on it.
Right.
Which is cool because people get to hear me on the air in Philly. You can tune in on the radio. You can hear me, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All the way in Atlantic City, as well.
Right.
Millville Island in South Jersey as well.
Okay.
They catch all 3 towers. So it's a good. It's like that dream of being on radio and being in that setting. It's like I could actually put that one on a bucket list. Like I did that one.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I got to an actual radio station. I got to a studio. I got to where millions of people could hear me. That's all.
It's very similar for me though, because I've always on a low wanted to do radio, but I know QDeezy, Quincy, and I've seen what it take to be on radio, from not getting paid and not being nowhere near the microphone to getting, and then having to do everything outside of your time slot to help this radio station. Like, it's a lot, and I just couldn't see myself starting at the bottom. And mind you, this is when I was young. And then I wound up with a radio show with Shad in college for a little bit by accident, because I wasn't in that major, but his co-host got an internship and she couldn't do the show, so it was me, him, and radio. So that was fun, and I realized that I had good timing and things like that, but I never thought I was going to do it again. I thought that was my bucket list, John. Like, well, I did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you said the bucket list, I'm like, shit, I had actually thought I already did that. Like, I did it for a little bit. It was fun. We had a good time. I learned some things. And then just getting thrown into this world lately, it's been like, damn, everything come full circle.
Right.
And then everything just, for myself being a camera person, it's like a dual split thing, because I'm on as a personality and I'm known as a personality, but then I'm also a camera person.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked out being at the station where I get to do like festivals, the parades,
Right.
concerts, shows, like the stuff they give tickets away for. A lot of times they'll take me, they'll book me for those type of things.
Yeah.
And then
Beautiful
that's
thing.
a separate situation, as well too. So it's like,
You got the best of both of your worlds.
Yeah, it worked twofold for me.
Yeah.
And that's
what I was
going
to say was that for both of you is really interesting, that what you aspire to do, or what you wanted to do as a kid, you were able to do now as an adult. And I think that that's really big and important, because when you're growing up, you always hear people tell you to do what you like, and the fact that you guys have both been able to, shout out to that drink right there. That Bazooka is really
energy.
I'm on my second one because this joint is awesome. Like, it's really good. It's really good. It's good with my Cavassier. It's good without it. It's a really good, amazing energy drink.
Shout out to Tito.
And it's not even a pitch or ad. Like, it's really my first time drinking.
I was about to say, that wasn't an ad, but Tito, holla at me.
It's really not. Tito, holla at me.
Tito, holla at him, bro.
Holla at us.
Holla at him, man.
Tito a good guy, though, man. But go ahead.
No, but that was really important, though, because it's just really, you hear that you want to do something that you like. So you said as growing up, and you always said growing up that you wanted to do that, and you're able to aspire to, and for you to be able to bring the two together.
Yeah,
that you're behind the scenes, you're behind the camera, and then you're also on the forefront on the radio. That's real cool.
Then it landed me even have my own podcast. I have my own podcast on Thursday nights as well too.
Okay.
So it's like, then it's just, it turned into so many different things. I got a meeting on Friday with a jeweler. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy Dave the jeweler.
Okay. Pieces done.
I'm gonna go work out. We'll go figure some things out down there. I mean, he wants to have a conversation, and SteadyStills is always open for business and conversations.
And sponsors.
And sponsors. Shout out to Most Hated. That's my clothing company as well too.
Word.
Bazooka Energy Drink, as I said, that's my sponsor too.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Dave the Jeweler might be my sponsor too as well coming up after this Friday meeting. We'll see what happens.
Dope shit.
But the love from the pictures, it really, once it got to the club level, after I left, like from being on the podcast and being around Spontaneous, it led me now to the club, because Spontaneous is in the club.
Mm-hmm.
So it led me that way.
Taking
pictures of Spontaneous and then doing club recap videos of Spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
It branched out to the point where like everybody around him kind of sort of wanted that effect and wanted that type of a look.
Because when you master the flicker thing along with the slow motion,
right,
at the same damn time, a lot of niggas fuck that slow motion up because they shoot it on the wrong setting, and then when they go to edit it, it's not gonna be right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the timing with the flicker.
Right.
When you got that club vid, you need them looks. You know what I mean? And you don't need the whole vid to look like that. You need somebody that knows balance. And yours always came across, whether it was 30 seconds, a minute, or whatever that I see you online on the page, it make you look at it.
Yeah.
It draws your attention in.
Mm-hmm.
It's bigger than just shooting, like, and I know the difference. You know what I mean? I gotta reach out to motherfuckers all the time for music videos. And a lot of my shit has a certain energy and tempo that everybody can't shoot all my joints. You know what I mean? Like, just to be honest, because it's not even they not even gonna want to work that hard.
Right.
If that's not what they already do chopping wise, they
Right.
not gonna want to try to figure all that
Right.
shit out. Like,
yeah,
it's a lot.
and even if they try to figure it out, they might not do it right. It's just not gonna be right.
Yeah, so like I look to that kind of stuff, and I look at the smallest things to get my sense of that sometimes, and that's why these little clips and things are important.
And shout out to Press again tomorrow, because I didn't even want to do video, and tomorrow was the one that pressed me to do video. I was just doing pictures.
Pressed you.
Yeah.
He shot about 2 or 3 of mine though.
And he, I remember him saying, what you gonna do when people ask you to do something on the video? You just gonna turn money down? Because what if I'm not around? I remember him saying that like that. He was like, nah, you gotta know how to do video.
Right.
These is facts.
And I remember we started from there. Press gave me like that blueprint, you know what I mean? And then I remember when I started doing my own videos and putting them together, and to this day still, Press is one of the only people that I kind of know. Sam does it as well too. That after I drop something, sometimes he'll be like, "Yo, bro, that was amazing what you just put up there, yo. Like that was crazy." To this day, he'll still reach out immediately. Or a situation where he'll be like, "You know what, bro? I don't know why you posted that picture. That picture was kind of like that's not like really where you should be at with it."
So he's honest with you.
Yeah.
You need people in your circle that's honest. So I was going to ask you. So I know you've been doing this for a while, but is this a natural skill? Or have you taken any courses to sharpen your craft, or is it everything you
YouTube
learned?
University.
No. I'm an actual high school dropout. I'm a 5th-year senior, considered a super senior. Went back 3 or 4 years later. I got my GED. I went and enrolled myself in Lincoln Tech, and I graduated with honors. And I worked at a Ford dealership as a line tech for 4 years. I just like taking pictures. I never went to school for this. Never took a class for this. Never did nothing. Used some bread that I got. Bought myself a camera. Watch YouTube. Thanks to Press.
You
Thanks to
worked
Reggie.
the Ford line for 4 years?
Yeah, I worked in the dealership for 4 years working on cars.
On the line?
Like, I had my own bay, my own everything, bro. Like, I would just come in and they'll drop work orders. Like, I had 3 or 4 waits. I had a 10 o'clock break job, 12 o'clock recall, 1 o'clock something, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever it was.
Wow.
You was hustling.
Right.
Like, that's real work.
Yeah. Like
that's
I
hustling.
used to work on F-150s, 250s, 350s, 450s, salters, dumps, all
the
types
big
of shit.
shit.
Outside shit, you know what I mean, with big ass poles, because you ain't even got tools for shit that big.
Right.
All types of shit.
Yeah, that's vicious, yo.
No, but
When
I
you
was
just
about to
skipped over that, I just had to, my bad.
No, because what I was about to say was that just shows your natural ability, though, because of the fact that you didn't take any course. Like, everything that you learned you did it on your own. And that's a message to anybody else that aspires to do anything, but specifically photography and videography. You see it right here. You see Steady. He just started on the phone. He took it to a camera. Now he's doing photography. He's doing videography. He's doing it for major people. He's got his own shows. Like, so that's just a message of, inspiration.
Applying yourself, like,
persistence. That's all you gotta do.
And
Apply
it's
yourself.
naming people that
And it's
help
honest
them that learn
money.
the
It's
same
honest
way.
money. It's honest money. It's
Absolutely.
like,
And
you know what I mean?
it's honest money, but surrounding yourself
honest
was where
money.
we also stopped there was where you were saying that you get that constructive criticism, if it's positive or if it's just something that can help you along the way. Like, me, maybe I wouldn't have did it this way, or maybe you should have thought about this, blah, 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 blah. So, it's about surrounding yourself with people that are honest.
Yeah, because
I feel that's really important.
Like, with Press, it's about clarity. So if Press, I might drop a collage, and there might be a picture somewhere, and maybe like the guy's pinky move just so slightly, so everything is great, but that pinky might be a little bit off. He's making that phone call. So you see that pinky blurry, right? You shouldn't have posted that picture.
But you need that,
and
though.
your shutter speed was too slow. You need to pick up that shutter. You know what I mean? And they'll be like,
But
you
it's
sit
necessary.
there, be like, this nigga right though. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say shit to him,
Right,
though,
but
know
you
what I mean?
need that,
He
though.
right though. So it's like, yeah, you know what? You're right. And it'll remind you. I promise you. He comes up in my mind when I have to go shoot something, and I'm like, let me just raise the shutter speed, and I'll work on the back end later on the edit, so this is not blurry. Even if it's not as bright as I need it, I'll bring it back together to life in the second round of this whole thing. Because people forget is the shooting part, and then there's the editing part. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why when people give you a price, like, they're not giving you, people just be thinking, oh, you're there for hours shooting. No, you're there for hours physically shooting.
Right.
But then you're also physically sitting in front of a computer and making all this kind of work so it can look like something to deliver to the
I
public.
listened to a guy speak recently that was a photographer and videographer, and he said when he shoots shit, matter of fact, he's the one that shot the dolly incident with Conor McGregor. When he threw the dolly through the bus, he the one that had the original footage on the bus and all. Like, he was filming from. He said his tape is 20 minutes long. We only seen about a minute.
Right, it's been condensed
so like,
down.
But he was saying when he shoots, he goes in it already knowing what he's going to do with it, what part of the video or whatever that's going to be. Like, he knows the treatment of it while he's shooting it ahead of time. And I feel like for you to be able to capture, like I said, have the right setting to capture the slow motion the right way, to be able to edit it later, you have to have some sort of that going on with you too, where you already know going into it, you have a plan or a strategy, a blueprint or something.
Man, listen, I'm not even, I'm a person, I don't hide the gems, you know what I mean? I give the gems if they ask the correct question. See, he asked the correct question. So I'm going to give one of them gems away right
I'm
about
glad
now.
I asked the right question.
Right? Yeah, because if you ask the right question, then technically I don't have to answer the question in that fashion, right? It's not sounding negative or crazy, but it's just if you don't ask the right question,
this is what I
you
tell
get
you
the answer.
about why your relationships are genuine, because you're a genuine dude.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people sometimes will go out and shoot, and they'll switch their camera settings a lot. So they'll shoot like at a 30 frame per second, so it's slower, you know what I mean, versus higher rate, you know what I mean, which is 60, right? So. And they go back and forth, and they switch in between those things, and they do different things when they shoot. You know what I mean? Like, and that's cool. That's how certain people do things, and that might work for them.
Yeah,
sometimes it might not work for them. You know what I mean? Me personally, what I do is I shoot a lot of my stuff all at 60. You know what I mean? Regardless of how fast something is moving and shaking, I'm gonna move it at 60. When you go into Premiere Pro, I use Premiere Pro. I don't know what everybody else uses, but I use the latest version of Premiere Pro, which is CC18, I believe.
Okay.
And inside of there, you can go in and you can, once you import that clip, before you actually put that in the workspace, for people that use the program will understand better, you can right click that and you can modify that from that screen before you do that. And you can bring that back down to 30, 35, 40 from that point in time on the back end.
Right.
And now
is that what people don't know?
They probably don't, because they wouldn't be alternating and flipping back and forth.
Now you can get that slow-mo, right?
Right.
Now you can get it to a point also where you might want the slow-mo. Now you leave it there, you bring it up, and now you grab your piece that you're going to grab and rip out, right?
Right.
And you're going to put that into your timeline, or to your wave line, whatever you call that, where you're actually going to make your clip now, right? So inside of there, now when you look at it, depending on, me, I do it based upon music, so it's got to kind of flow with the music that I'm playing. Right. If I feel like, damn, you know what, this will probably fit better over here if I moved it a little bit faster, well, then you can right-click it again. And you can right-click inside of that wave field, and then instead of, you can't modify at this point, so what you're going to look for is where it says speed and duration. So you go into speed and duration, and then what you do is you either raise it from 100 something higher to make it go faster, and if it goes faster, your clip is going to shorten. And if you make it go slower, let's say if you bring it from 100 that it's at to 80% of that in speed, then your clip is going to get longer because you're going to slow down even more now. Right. So you can get a double kind of a slow motion effect at that point in time.
Shit.
So can they do the same thing? So you said you do everything in 60. So if somebody was to do it in 30, can they go back into your Premiere Pro program?
Well, what's the advantage of doing 60
what's the advantage
versus
of doing
30?
60?
No, because then at that point in time, it's also like the frames that you're shooting, so it's not going to, you can't like upscale like that way because it's going to like pixel and look kind of
better off going
okay,
out
so
the
you're
direction.
right, going down rather than that.
The only thing, the
which
one,
I kind of thought, but I don't know, so.
I don't know at all. So I was asking people that don't know.
The other difference too is if you shoot it at 60, it kind of gives you that like reality TV look, like kind of like what we're seeing on this TV right here right now.
Okay.
Where it kind of just looks like, it's like you see how they look like they're just kind of like in real life right there.
Right.
Now when you watch like a Netflix movie, it don't look like this.
Right.
So when you shoot at the 60, it kind of gives
you
you
like
like
this.
this.
Stuff I be noticing too.
You know
right.
what I mean? Like, so when you shoot it at other different frames, it gives you like a different look, it's being shot at a different level. And then also on the back end, you could do edits to make things look like different things. Like you could buy plugins and other type of stuff in whatever program that you use realistically. Right. If you want to spend a couple dollars, you can go in there instead of having you figure out your own things. You can go out there and see like, oh, this guy has a cinematic thing, and they sound like a whole package, like 50 somethings for whatever it is, and you can do something like that. You know what I mean? Or you can make
just
your
buy
own
packages.
You know what I mean? For my pictures, I've built catalogs for the pictures. You know what I mean? So it's like everywhere I go and shoot, I always keep like a preset because I was there at one point in time. So if I ever go back, I'm gonna redo this whole edit all over again. I was already here. The lighting is gonna be the same.
Nice. Okay, that's smart. That's smart.
I mean? So therefore, I'm not gonna sit here and re-edit every single pictures. I mean, you still gotta add them to the skin, to the person, and with the colors and everything else like that. You still gotta do some, but it's not like a whole from scratch edit now. You know what I mean? Like you've removed that because you've been there already.
Yeah, that's smart.
That makes sense. That make a lot of damn sense.
Yeah.
So when you shoot movies,
I don't know. Me and Press talked about shooting a movie. To be honest with you, we talked about that a couple of months ago.
Do you
We've been kind of busy. Him, himself, and myself. But
do you write?
Do I write? Yeah, we have a storyline in play, a couple certain things like that. Yeah, you know
I'm just asking because I mean, if we already in discussion, I want to know what pieces need to be filled.
Right.
What gaps I gotta fill, Sam? How we gonna get this thing popping?
I feel you.
I'm like, what you need, a story?
Because everybody got a story.
I know you
Ain't
know the
nothing like
people.
that.
Your cameo game would be on 1,000. It'll be a dope look. It should have looked like what we looking at. You everybody that bitch.
Yeah.
But no, like, I don't know. I just feel like pressed you to take it to the next level. And you wound up in a situation where you told me supporting him wound up it being necessary for you to utilize that knowledge.
Yeah, because it got to a point on the show where Press left. You know, Press was the videographer for the show, and I was the photographer. And Press left.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of them picking somebody up, Spontane asked the question and was like, "Do you want to do this, or do you want me to get somebody to do this?" And I was like, "Damn, I always wanted Press to come back because Press is my friend. He's an around the way friend. You know, we're from the same area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like, I know Press before I even had a damn camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I always wanted him to come back to the show. So I knew if we picked somebody up, Press couldn't come back to the show. That basically closed his door to come back because if somebody else would be sitting there, and then how you gonna kick somebody that's doing their job correctly? Just bring Press back.
And
So
this is the
look,
kind of stuff I think about. A lot of people don't think for other people like
Right.
that, yo.
So it was just like I said, nah, I'm gonna pick it up. And then, like I said, what people didn't know about this part either was even though he had left the show, Press was coming to me in my kitchen and sitting down with me computer to computer and helping me with these edits and putting these things
Editing
together.
the same shit
so
he was supposed to have shot.
Right.
and helping
That's
me put
love.
that together with my shooting and helping me understand certain things.
That's love.
And so I got to the point where like I didn't, you know, like I learned enough to that point where I could start doing things and making them look like my own now. I didn't have to like use like the lab. I guess we would lab together. So it was like most people didn't know that. Even though he had left the show, he was still a part of the show for a long time.
Yeah. But that's
And to this
dope.
day too, like if I call Press up and like, yo, Press, I need help with this edit, he's gonna pull up.
That's
Right.
integrity though.
Right.
He's gonna pull up.
That's integrity. And it's funny because I took karate for a little while. They used to give you all these creeds you were supposed to say at the beginning of the class. And it's amazing how them words come up when you start talking about real shit in life and like things that make that count in life.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like that's why there's chants. That's why there's words and ways of learning words that you have to. That's why music it could be the greatest thing in the world or the most dangerous thing, because when you set a rhythm to something and you make it repetitive, it's very hard to shake. So that could go either way. But that's the blessing of the positions that we're in. Like you could dictate how the party went last night based on how your pitches are.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Big
You
time.
could make it look crazy. You can make it look lit. You can make it look sophisticated. You can make it look however you want with the same group of people in front of you.
Right.
So you narrate the story.
I was
You
gonna
see what
say
I'm
that.
saying? Like
I don't
That's
have,
kinda crazy.
I've had people hit me up about certain places that I've shot at. I'm not gonna name the places. And
and
I've
there
had
was
them
8
hit-
people in
and
there
I've
and it
had
looked
them
like
hit
it
me
was
up the
Wayne.
next day, and they're like, "Yo, I walked inside there, and I asked the person, so where's the rest of the place at?" And they were like, "Oh, this is it. Like you're here." I look back at your video and I'm like,
Shit look big as shit.
"Yo, how did he make this look like this? Because this is not what this looks like in like real life." I'm like, "But it got you there though, right?"
Right.
So if it got you there, guess what? It worked, right? And then I've also had other situations where I've had a lot of my deals usually is with the owner. I don't really deal with promoters too often, you know what I mean? I do deal with like 2 shots on my guy Felito and shots on my guy Michael Fidel. That's Bobo, that's Press's cousin.
Okay.
So where you'll come in and it'll be like 12:30, 1 o'clock, and let's say the place could probably hold, let's just be like 100, 150, and there's like 30, 40 people in there, right? And it's just like a bad night, right? But you still gonna have to pay me something, right? You know what I mean?
So I'm gonna shoot that shit out that corner for you.
So you just go in and you just put this video together, and when you put this video together, and then when you play it back, I even laugh sometimes when I look at the video myself.
Cause it look lit.
Because I'll be like, damn.
This shit look like way
This
more than
shit-
what was going on.
Like, yeah, like this wasn't even like this, but it looked like this works. You know what I mean? Like,
And then they ecstatic because you made them look lit because
Right.
only the 30 people that was there know it wasn't.
Yo.
All of Instagram is like, oh, I missed
There
it.
But
you
that's
go.
a whole skill. That's a whole
Yeah.
craft.
Damn, I missed that one.
But
yo.
that was my point.
That's a whole skill.
But I think we skipping something too. When you talk about filming and shooting, a lot of people think that it's just about shooting and filming.
right.
It's talent, strategy, know-how that goes into all of this shit, because the reason that you get called back is because of shit like that.
Right.
Because a motherfucker be like, my shit was lame and he had my shit looking crazy. I need him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? As
Right.
opposed to the boy that just took pictures.
Right.
It just took vid and
you see the
didn't
back
really
end.
edit it, and
Right.
it didn't match up to the music, and like it's a lot of things that you wind up with, especially because I know you make a couple dollars for what you do because you done shot some of the biggest motherfuckers in the world. But I know also it's times where you not there for that much, but your name and your reputation is on the line. Your on water spot is at the bottom of that fucking photo, and that's marketing. So you still got to be balanced no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's dope that you look at things the way you do, because it's the reason that you're as successful as you are at it is because you consistently care about the quality of what you're producing as opposed to just looking at it as a check.
And the other thing too is like, you know, you work with, there's a nightlife crew of people, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to all my bartenders. Shout out to all my hookah servers.
Definitely shout out to
all my
bartenders. I
bottle
love y'all.
girls. You know what I mean? All the
I
bottle
love y'all
girls.
for real. Bottle girls, not so much.
You know what I mean? Shout out to all, you know, shout out to all my security people to keep me safe every single damn night when I'm in there. You know what I mean? That protect me and keep me
Definitely
safe. Definitely
salute security.
You know what I mean? Y'all be taking advantage of security. Shout out to security because they really keeping you safe nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, you work within all of that. So it's like, you know, I talk to my bottle girls. I talk to, you know, some of them will come over. Shout out to my girl Tina. And she'll be like, you know, I got a birthday cake coming out. I got 4 bottles coming out. Bam. Now, you know, to be prepared.
So that you already
so
on
get, so
deck
that you
for the
on
best
this
shot.
all the correct. You know what I mean? Because it's a big club.
Exactly.
See, this
See
is
what you
teamwork.
did there.
Teamwork make the dream work here,
Exactly.
right?
I say that all the time.
Right. So now you also
That makes sense.
Now you also, when you're gonna go in, I go up to the DJ. Like, you know, he might be up there playing some bachata. You know what I mean? Like, shout, because I'm at Lyrics Lounge. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lyrics Lounge. So that's where I
Yo,
be at.
you
So
want to see the mommies thickness?
go to Lyrics Lounge.
My God. Oh
For real,
my
for real.
God. Oh,
Especially this
listen.
Saturday, this
Oh,
July
my
4th
goodness.
weekend. Oh my goodness, you
My-
want to be at
my
Lyrics on
goodness.
Saturday.
I never seen nothing like Lyrics in Philly on some real shit. And it's crazy because you get there, you in the shop and say, you walk in there, everybody thick as shit. No, like, not like when we was at the John and everybody had the fake. It's just,
Right. Oh, I get it.
it's a whole lot of
Yeah.
Latin love, whole lot of Rose Capollo in them jeans, man.
Right,
Like, that
yes.
thing be crazy.
For real.
But go ahead. My
So
bad.
I walk up
Rose
to, you know,
Capollo.
you go up to the DJ, he might be doing some bachata. I'm not really gonna record some bachata. I need some like more turn up, some more energy going on. So you get into that conversation. Listen, when you switching into this type of a set, when you gonna be at this BPM? Okay,
And he know what you doing.
right? And then he'll be like, all right, you know what? Give me some time. I'm gonna work that in. And then they'll be like, yo, you ready? And I'll be like, yeah. All right, bam. You grab the light. Once some certain tracks start to come on, you turn that light on. There's a big now blaring light inside of a club, and a whole bunch of
Right.
people are turned up.
Right.
They're all gonna flock to
See,
this
I
light.
asked about the outline earlier. He creates it ahead of time.
Right.
Like, there is an outline.
Right.
That's the outline. The communication that you have so that you know that you'll be taken care of for certain points and you just have to cover other things until then and in between that. That's the outline. That's the blueprint for how you attack the club. Like, and it's smart because it makes you work not harder but smarter.
Right.
Like,
And then in between there, I take some pictures.
Right.
And then once I have enough footage collected, because I already know at this point in time how much I need for a 1-minute clip, then I'll just stop shooting. And then I'll
just
just,
take pictures.
and then, you know, just hang around and just take pictures, whatever pictures are needed. You know what I mean, at that point in time. But I would have already captured enough of what we need to put up on social media to show everybody that we're the hottest and sexiest club in Philly on Saturday nights. Make sure you put up Lyrics Lounge. Thank you.
hey, go ahead.
Where's Lyrics Lounge at?
Oh my goodness, it's in between Harbison and Levick, or
the
Roseville.
boulevard.
It's like 66.
It's where Davis Bridal is on
Six,
the
it's
boulevard.
like
Boulevard,
66,
though.
37,
Okay,
something.
okay,
Yeah, right
yeah,
at
I
the
know
It's
boulevard.
the
where
Yeah.
same shopping
Okay.
center, liquor store.
Yeah,
Lyrics.
yeah, I know where it is. Okay.
On the boulevard
Um,
between Levick and Harbison. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Right behind
Who-
the car wash.
Who's the most memorable people you ever shot? Besides me. I mean, you know.
The most memorable people I've ever shot.
He popped up when me, City, Twin, and Mark Gaines was performing on the water
Yeah.
behind Dave and Buster's. He got some of the best performance shots of me ever.
Oh wow.
This was a couple years ago. I'm like, study. Joey Doyles was in the joint. It was a good joint.
Good.
But,
Definitely, as of recently, I'm going to say Moneybag Yo.
Yeah.
The ability to be able to shoot him and be as close to their camp as I am.
I was about to say, it looked like you was kicking it with Yo and them.
Shout out to my guy M Harris. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy M Harris. That's Moneybag Yo's camera guy.
Okay.
And
It looked like y'all was kicking
and
it.
it's like, you know, we just like mutual relationship by certain people in that camp. You know what I mean? With myself, made kind of like a connection, and you know, I've been able to get pictures, and to have, you know, very good.
Because you ain't just have
very-
stage shots and shit.
very good access of of Moneybag Yo
Yeah.
and take pictures, and which is good because the people out here in Philly love it. They get to see them type of pictures. They get to see certain behind the scenes stuff that you're not getting because certain people just can't afford to go to the show. They can't buy the ticket. They can't get out there, but they do follow you online, so they do get to see like certain
Or they
stuff.
got them kids.
You know what I mean?
Or I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna,
Can't
I'm not
get
even
to
gonna
the
lie.
show.
It's a lot of stuff that I want to go to that I could get to, but yo, this city not safe. That I be feeling like I don't even want to go out. Like, so it's just good that you bring that to people who don't go for whatever reason it is. Kids can't afford it, just want to be safe. Like, and I go to a lot of stuff, but really I just be like, I might not be able to make that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate the work that you do with how you bring it to me, as if I was sitting right there and I was chilling with them. So.
My rule of thumb on that though, that feeling of I don't feel safe. Usually, if that's your gut feeling, skip it.
Right.
I'm rarely wrong when I feel like I shouldn't do something. You know what I mean? I usually wake up the next morning like, that's why I didn't make that putt.
Right.
All right.
Right.
And we busy enough on a regular basis where it's like if you miss something, it's how much you really miss.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Was Oprah there giving out Benzes? Because
Right.
anything short of that, I'd have been past all the
good.
bottles I need. Like we could do this tomorrow, next week.
Next week and over again. You know what I
It's
mean?
not a
Like,
thing.
To be honest with you.
Right.
No,
Right.
but does that get tiring though? Always having to be in the mix, or is it like? Do you look at it from a different aspect?
Sometimes, I mean, a lot of times.
Is it ever fun?
Like a lot of times, especially like if I'm dating someone or if I'm seeing someone, you know what I mean, like that. Like my go out nights is like Monday, Tuesday. You know what I mean, like those nights.
Because the weekends you busy,
You
you can't.
Weekends I'm
tied
busy.
up.
I get it.
But it's also because let's just say I'm gonna go eat somewhere. I'm gonna go somewhere. Monday and Tuesday, most of the nightlife people they're not out. They're somewhere. So therefore, I could actually go eat somewhere and not be known. And
But
not be
you
seen.
always know somebody because when you out, you always see somebody just not
It's
as many
hard
people.
not to know
Right.
people in this world.
Versus like let's say you're trying to do that or just trying to have your own personal time. You do that on a Wednesday, Thursday, or try to do that on a Friday
Right.
somewhere here locally. It's like,
Yeah.
it's even like sometimes it's a little annoying too, where you walk into a place and the expectation is like you're supposed to have this camera nowadays. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like-
see that with cameramen. Like the where's your camera? Like you couldn't have came to kick it.
Yeah, like I just couldn't come and just have a drink with you or smoke a hookah or just
I don't never hit y'all with that, 'cause I know that's weird as
support
shit,
you with
yo.
something. You know what I mean? That I'm doing like. Why do I always have to have a camera with me all the time?
And
Like-
did you
like-
invite me because you thought I was bringing my camera?
Right. See, what I'm saying.
Or did you invite me?
So then I
Right.
start to understand, like, okay, so do you fuck with me or is it you fucking with this camera?
Right.
Which one of the two is it? Because then I gotta treat you a particular way. You
And
know what I
mind
mean?
you,
Like,
I
because-
never
Right,
tell
though,
Stills
that's-
to bring his camera. Stills always tell me, and I'm gonna bring the camera or some shit like that if he feel like it. I've never told Stills come to something unless he was getting paid, and I ain't
Right.
cut you no checks yet. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
To where it was like, yo, if you come, make sure you bring the
game.
John.
Right.
Like, bro, you
Right.
know what? We gonna take pictures of you today. Like, it's cool. I don't always want to be. Trust me, I don't always want to be lit. I don't always want to be this guy, but it is what it is when I'm in Philly.
Hold on, let me ask you this question, right? So I know that you like to be on the radio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that you're behind the camera, but how do you feel about being in front of the camera?
I asked him that last week.
I mean, it's cool. It's different. You know what I mean? Especially when I got my own podcast, it was a little different because it was just me being
The Steady
on there.
Still Show.
Steady Still Show Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. on blazin267.com. BLAZIN 267.
He already a vet.
It was a little different, but it was cool. You know what I mean? It's different being on this side of the lens versus being behind there. Where Cage.
You don't have no control.
No, you just get to be yourself. You get to
Right.
talk.
Do
and
you
be
feel
yourself.
vulnerable?
Nah.
I feel,
Because I came from zero. I came from nothing. It was like, so it was. I don't even think no one even expected me to even be where I'm at this position in life. So it's like,
I
Did
knew
you
you was
expect
going.
to be where you
I
are?
knew he was going to win.
nah, I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm real
Sav,
humble,
you know I
man.
got
So
the eye.
this is
I
hard
know how
for
to
me to say
pick talent,
this.
Sav. I knew he was going to win.
It's
Sav.
hard for me to go say, but it's just like, I really always felt like I was gonna be a star in some sort of point away, like something like I was gonna be important to really do something good, like in some sort of fashion that it was just great. And
I feel you.
I don't know where it was gonna be at, but it ended up becoming me taking pictures of doing what I'm doing now. Because it definitely took off. Like it took off from like my nickname wasn't even Steady Stills. Like Steady Stills.
Where did Steady Stills come from?
Because I needed a camera name, and everything was always like Richard Lewis
I get
Photography
it.
or Mark Smith Photography, or like it was always
Mind
somebody's
you,
name.
SS
Right.
is the best two letters that
You know what I mean? So I'm like sipping with Sammie.
Impala. All right, whatever.
You know what I mean? Right? The pun. But I just needed a different name, and I didn't want it to be like picture, a photo.
Right.
So I just needed a different term.
Stills is a good joint.
So a still, because you take still.
Photos.
Still
Stills
photos.
is a good joint.
So I boom. So I was like, all right. So I had stills.
Mind you, you can't forget
And
steady
steady
stills.
is
And then
awesome
I was like, well,
too.
damn, you gotta be steady to take a good picture, right?
That's
So you gotta take a
amazing.
steady.
How the
still,
best name came
steady
from the
stills.
corniest mode of thinking ever.
I smoked the
Your
blunt
train
when
of
I
thought was so fucking juvenile, and it came up with the best name in the world.
Yep.
No, it's a great name though. Like, and you can't forget steady stills, bro. You know how many photographers I meet, dog?
Steady stills. It really ended up becoming a cool name, and then when you run into people and they be like, you know, what do they call you? Be like, they call me Steady.
Steady.
That's like another cool, like, that's like, yo, I've had a lot of people say,
photographer, you gotta be steady.
yeah, they'd be like, yo, I fuck with that.
That's
name,
what I'm
yo.
saying. That's what he
Right.
said.
But
I'm
not
like,
even for
that
the
shit
stills,
is so
I mean, just
fucking.
for everything he do, like, you just gotta be steady. You gotta be ready, steady, like rocking. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to technology and all of that, like, how often do you have to buy cameras and equipment, and do you have like the dollies and all the crazy shit? Like, what's
A lot of that stuff is like
It's a big investment,
it's
right?
like by budget, you know what I mean? Like, especially when you're like in the field.
do a lot of
environment.
places let you swap equipment in
Well, no,
photography?
there's-
Because
there's-
in music you can.
There's like 4 or 5 places in Philly where you can go and you can get like red cams, you can get all types of stuff. You know what I mean? For a day, for a couple hours.
Oh no,
Right.
I've rented cameras for
You know
press
what I mean?
before.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, like,
I know.
So
No, I rock with a studio too. I've been working with. I think I was telling you the one I'm working on a show with, and that's the whole platform. Their whole platform is to be access for photographers and videographers, where
Something you might have
they
to
have
see
the
if you
studio,
know
So-
they
about.
have the green screens,
like,
they have all of that.
access to the equipment, it's never a hard thing. Plus, also shout out to Mega 105.7.
But people don't know that though. People
Because-
don't know that.
Mega has a lot of equipment as well too,
Okay,
and as me being
That's
you
your
know,
backyard.
yeah, then they let me, you know,
that's you go in the garage.
yep.
Yeah. But the whole thing is, I think in our community, it's about the lack of resources and the lack of access.
Knowledge of
so because
resources.
you know, or knowledge of, right? Not the lack of, or
No,
therefore
it's
the
both.
knowledge
It's
of.
both. It's both.
Right. So the fact that you know because you're in the industry, but a lot of people don't know that it's easy. Like you just said, it's easy. You know how hard it is for somebody to be like, "Dang, I need a camera. Dang, I need some lights. Dang, I need somewhere to shoot."
And you know what? And you be like, you could just really Google this because it's really not even that expensive, man. You can
No,
get
it's
yourself
not.
a nice camera for like, let's say a whole weekend. It'll probably cost you a couple $100, maybe $150, $200. But I mean,
This
if
is
you,
what I'm telling
if
y'all.
if you line up your events or if you line
Right.
up your shoots, let's just say you know it's this July 4th weekend, right? You know you might get booked Thursday night into Friday night into Saturday, right? And you might catch a Sunday brunch or something, right?
Mhm.
So you know you got 6-7 gigs lined up, right? Well then you know what? You go over there, you rent out the camera,
Exactly.
Because you already got all this money
You
coming
spend
in.
that 200, you make 1,200.
But now what you put out looks really good, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Or you might have a person in between those bookings that's requiring that as the booking, because there's certain people that they'll require you to have a certain camera.
No problem.
Because they want a particular look.
Add it
Right.
to the budget.
Right.
So you know you just add it like, okay, well we could do that, and that
And
rental
mind
for
you-
that costs this, and you're gonna pay for that too.
Because
And
it could be $75 and you getting paid $350 for the joint.
Right.
It's
you gotta
worth
remember,
it's worth the $75 rental.
you gotta remember there's 2 things to the video. The first thing is the quality of the video based upon the equipment that you have.
That you use, right?
Right.
That's the number one thing, right?
Absolutely.
And the second
That's
thing is the
everything.
person who's putting this together, the creative mind, the creative, that's putting this together, that's putting the transitions. That's
I like that you said creative twice.
You know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? Yeah, because I
It's
consider
very
myself,
important.
I consider
Absolutely.
myself
It's very
a creative.
important.
You know what I mean?
You are. Right.
You are an artist too.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I create digital content based upon an environment that I see and be able to bring it back to the rest of the world so they could look at it even though they weren't there. So you gotta be you gotta creative at that point in time. So those 2 things is what makes a video. Because you can have really great quality, but the creative mind might not be all the way there. So it's kind of like
Or the
bland.
interest.
Or you might have a dope video, but it's just blurry and just looks like, you know what I mean? Because
Exactly.
but then you know what? That's just a person that hasn't had the outlet to get equipment, but they nice at what they do. They just don't have the proper equipment.
But you know what's funny about the video thing, and I think it's frustrating for a lot of videographers. I don't know if Stills does it enough to where it's became frustrating for you yet, but like a lot of people throw these shoots with no vision, with a bunch of people that just want to stand still
Yep.
and
They
look
just-
cool.
Yep.
Yes.
And they expect you to create moments in the editing
Yes.
that nobody gave them.
My
And
man
if-
Press could tell you stories all about this because he
Ask him about my video
Because you know
shoots.
why? Press will call me and he'll like I'm one of his venting people. You know what I mean? So he'll
I can
be
see
like,
that.
You know, I went and nobody has no idea. There's no vision. Nothing. It's just like we're all sitting there and they just all want to look cool in
Wait,
the
no,
video
right.
and throw up.
Mind you, I tell niggas at my shoots, ain't none of that cool shit. Cause I be like, if we gonna turn up, you gotta turn up too, nigga.
And then what he
Like,
and then,
cut it
And
out.
then he'll
Like-
also
like-
pull up and say, "Yo, I just did this video and it was dope. Like, yo, the concept was crazy. Yo, we was vibing back and forth with ideas and made the whole shoot crazy. As a creative person, you want that. You don't want to just pull up somewhere and
But you should kind of know that beforehand.
Right.
I'm just going to stand here and you do everything. Like, or even like photo shoots. Like, I want a photo shoot. All right, tell me how to stand. What do you mean? So I can take kind of poses. We can work on that. But, like, you haven't sat there and thought yourself for a second, like, you know, I want to take this picture.
How do you want to be represented?
Sitting, you know, I want to take, I've been wanting like a picture like this, you know what I mean? Well, you saw a picture somewhere that reminded you that you wanted a picture.
But
Something
what happens,
made you want a picture, want a photo shoot.
What
right?
happens?
So what looks were those? What enticed you? You know what I mean? Like, you got to draw that out of people sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, you really got to, like, bring that out. And then they'll be like, oh, you know what? I always wanted, like, a side profile picture. All right, let's work on those. So, you know, then you get into that. But
I'm going to be honest with you, bro. What happens is most people only know yearbook photos from the 90s and poses from Prime and stuff. But everybody's getting photo shoots right now. So everybody wants a photo shoot.
We're in the digital world.
So what happens is these people don't even know how to pose. Look on their page. They pose the same way every time. You got guys doing this junk. Bro, what Bobby Brown shit? Like, yo, like, and he think he killing something, and it's like, yo, any chick that fall for that one got to know, like, he's just not comfortable. He been doing that for 20 years.
Right.
So, like, they need help. And I know, like, you don't train models. No. That's not your expertise. But they need your help, bro. It's weird because they have no idea. They want what they want. They want these colors. Mm-hmm. They want this angle because this is the only angle I'm comfortable with.
Or that they only
But they want you to shoot 100 shots. Where's the balance in that?
But that goes back to you saying about you being a creative, though, and that's probably why. Because I'm gonna be honest. I probably would rely on my photographer to tell me what's the best angle for them. What do they see?
But it would be based on
I have
your
a concept.
vision.
I was about to say, but I have a concept of what I'm going for. I'm going for professional look. I'm going for
like I always start off with, are we doing this indoors or outdoors?
Exactly. I know what my background is. Exactly.
But see, if they don't ask you certain questions, you already should know what they on. Whether it's a video or photography. Ahead of time, if you're not getting certain texts or comments, questions about certain things, then you already know that they don't have a vision.
Exactly.
Because if I got a vision, I'm making sure you can carry it out. And I don't want to get on the spot and it be my fault that I didn't tell you ahead of time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I ain't going to be on me. I pay people so that I have somebody to fucking complain about. I never motherfucking do. Like, I could change my own oil but for $30.
Yeah, because that sucks
complain.
too. Where you get told something or like you come into something and then when you get there, it's not really like what that was. And I had that once in like my career where it was like, yeah, we're going to shoot this, and it's going to be this and this and this. And it really was all that. You just ain't telling me it was going to be like inside of a structure where there was going to be no lights and no lighting, and it was going to be
so I needed additional lights. Correct.
So in other words, for all of this, now you need to set up like a whole studio setting now because we don't even have adequate lighting where we're at to be able to hold this. And this is, let's say, 12, 15, 20
like
people.
Floodlighting and shit.
You know what I mean? Like, so how are we going to capture 10, 15 people, you know what I mean?
Right.
15 people in a place where you can barely capture 1 or 2 people from a distance, because 15 people you don't catch them at a wide angle. You're gonna have to capture some distance. You know what I mean? That's a large amount. So it was just like certain things like that you just want to know ahead of time, like everything you get yourself into.
And that's a different lens too.
Different. That's a whole different rig.
Everything is different.
That's a whole different everything.
It ain't just lights. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
When you said 15 people, that just changed everything. I'm like, oh,
that's even having to bring like additional hands potentially. You know what I mean? To move lights and do certain other things like that. Like. You might even want to. You might even want to have to do some audio so you can mic certain areas up. Because if not, you always gonna get just one person's gonna sound louder because the camera gonna be in one position. The people over at the end gonna sound different. It's just regular
balance.
Regular
balance
just common
is not
sense.
Gonna be possible.
Right. So then it have to be just something bigger. So just like
that goes back to when you were saying preparation. I'm sorry.
Preparation.
Yeah. What you were saying about the preparation,
shit, man.
and what you have your strategy, but it's the people that your client might not.
But that's why,
and it's about them. It's their project.
And that's why this is a great conversation to have on
so people know what they should be, what their expectation is.
That's also
they have an expectation of you, but your client, you have expectation of them.
Everything should have a baseline.
And as a shooter too, like just remember like your comfort levels. Like you don't gotta take every single thing that gets thrown at you just because you're trying to do that. Like maybe that might not be for you. Like there's certain things that come up and that's not really my lane.
Be creative.
Or I just know that's not a lane where you know what I'm gonna flourish the best in. So it's like, but I might know someone that you know what I refer you. I might throw you to Reggie. I might throw you to Press. I might throw you to somebody else because you're looking for something.
But that's
particular.
A network, and that's what's good about having a solid network.
And you just moving in a particular way.
But this is something that's important too to know. Like when it comes to all of this shit, don't ever look at it like, damn, I need the money, so I gotta shoot anything. Be creative.
Yeah.
Do the same thing that the hustlers do. I've seen dudes on the block call everybody in their phone and tell them, if you call me by such and such, I got to play for you. And their phone start ringing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to, when you have a camera, overdo it or do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you just got to be creative. You have social media, you got text messages, emails. Send people them blasts and get a couple pickups and you'll be able to pay that bill. But don't compromise yourself and don't let a bunch of niggas point guns at your fucking camera. It's over.
Love what you do. Like every time I go out and shoot, I'm doing something. I'm loving what I'm doing. I know when I get back, it's gonna be some good footage. I know I'm gonna drop something. The public gonna love it. It's gonna get a great response. I love what I do. Very rarely, you know, what I mean, in my career, I have had situations where I'm doing something that I don't like what I'm doing. It's the most dreadful thing to just shoot.
Photography versus the forward plant. Freedom. It feels like when you think about being on a line for 4 years, and then you think of I see his pictures all the time. I know where he be at.
Right.
No, photography.
It gotta be fucking freedom.
Yeah.
It has to feel like a whole nother world. Like you gotta feel like a lighter person, even if you gain 20 more pounds.
Right.
Like you gotta feel lighter. That's a beautiful thing, man. I'm happy for you, man.
I just want to say that everything that we talked about came full circle because you also said loving what you do, and it's kind of what we started out the conversation with when you said you always wanted to be on the radio. You always, you was always interested in photography, so and you love what you do. So
I wish I had more bread. You know what I mean? Shout out to somebody more on the sign. You know what I mean? I wish I had more bread.
You know You know why you gonna be alright on the radio though? And I hate to cut off the bread conversation. We can get into that, but your network before you became the main personality was always solid. Which was kind of similar to mine. When I got on radio, how long I knew you? You know what I mean? So how many people did we know in common? How many people did we meet between the time of meeting each other before I became a personality?
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy.
I remember Sammie as the artist.
It's easy to pull certain things. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the people that's artists or that's videographers or producers, they remember me when they didn't even know I rapped. You see what I'm saying? Before I was an artist, when I was running around trying to get somebody else a beat or trying to get somebody else a show and do shit like that, they remember that. And it's like, that's kind of the reason that I became an artist and the reason that I started doing this shit was because I built so many contacts supporting people that was in entertainment that's dope motherfuckers till this day. You know what I mean? Like, I never bet on a bad horse. It might have been the wrong race, but I ain't never bet on a bad horse. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to them situations, it's just like, you look up one day and you like, damn, I know all these people. The artist is on hiatus or whatever, or they moved. And it's like, what do I do with this network? And I made myself the product because I always rapped. I just never wanted to be the front line. I always wanted to be in the background. I told niggas, we going to tour for your shit, I'm going to write my album on the bus. Like, I'm not worried about being the first boy. Like, and I'm only writing my album because y'all keep telling me I got to. But I'm not doing it till we on the bus. That was my theory. Until I had to have a product, and I couldn't depend on other people to be product. I had to make myself a product.
Right.
And you see what one of the things with that is having a strategy. He knew the strategy. He had a plan. He had a plan, and he executed. Saw a plan, envisioned it, and executed it.
Absolutely.
Same thing with this whole camera thing. Had the camera thing. Once I got linked up with Spawn, and Spawn brought me into the club, it was like I kind of saw, like, boom, and like a vision hit. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to market myself as a photographer. I'm going to try to market myself like in the DJ artist wave. So in other words, I'm not going to come here and be like, yo, 3 for 20 pictures. I'm not going to come here with no backdrop. You ain't going to take no pictures. Right. I'm going to just have to come through here and based upon this podcast, because Blazing was my only platform, and I'm going to have to push this in such a particular way with the artists and people we have here. I'm going to have to force the public to look at this like, yo, when he comes in here, damn, that's the guy I just seen on Instagram with the yada yada, boom. And that started making that way. Lyrics, you know, on a good Saturday, it's probably like a good 300 people may be inside there, 350 people, right? I've been there for years now. So taking pictures of people for free.
Oh, it's big.
For free.
Yeah, Larry's big as shit on account. Like,
if we get a pet
like the old Italian bistro or something?
Damn, what was it?
I have no idea. Ever since I've been around here, I'm from New York, but ever since I've been around here, it's been that.
I think that was the old Italian bistro.
Taking free pictures of people that they could post up the next day and be dope looking, or having people in videos that are never in a music video, probably are never going to be in a music video,
right?
But now somehow,
now
somehow you're in a music video with Meek Mill underneath as the soundtrack, and you're in there, you know.
Drink right. Drink right.
You know what I
check
mean?
you
Doing
out, looking
all
like
this,
you in the video.
right? You know what I mean? Like looking like you part of the Meek video. You booming the next day. Yo, I saw you on this video. I saw this on this page. Yada yada yada. Repost, and all this type of stuff.
Quick question. You know my youngin, Mr. Everywhere Flicks? His name is Rob. Tall, dark skinned boy, thick.
No, he sound familiar though.
Mr. Everywhere Flicks.
I think
That's my youngin.
I think he was shooting over at
And
the
you
social, golf for social, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
right. You
Yeah,
right. You know his work. You don't know him.
Yeah.
No, he's a good dude. I was just wondering because I know you.
Yeah, out here in the city.
All you photographers run into each other all the fucking time.
Out here in the city, shout out to my guy Vern, Mr. CMP. You know what I mean? You know, top shooter in the city. That's also, you know, he's the shooter on the come up show for Kev. And he has a ton of other projects. He's also the shooter for the Philadelphia Soul.
Dope.
Good guy. You know what I mean? Make sure.
That's where we was at, right? The Soul
Yeah.
John and Chester.
Make sure you look him up, Mr. CMP.
Yo, they got a nice stadium. Go ahead.
And Reggie B Photography as well too. That's another great shooter.
Reg.
You know what I mean? Press as well as another great shooter.
Sean Press.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the homie Smitty in Trenton. He's a great shooter too.
I don't know you, but shout out to you.
You know what I mean? You know, so I always
shout out to all the photographers.
And shout out to my guy Pat. You know,
you gotta respect the
shots.
shooters and the DJs always.
Yeah.
Well, that's how people respect the shooters 20, 30 years from now. You know what I mean? Certain people ain't gonna be around here. It's just the way it is. It's real life.
But these moments are captured by these
moments
the memories that's captured though.
So the person that collected this footage, the person that was behind the camera that was doing this, you're gonna remember them because they're the ones that gonna bring you these memories back when you're gonna want to see them again. So that's why you gotta respect the shooters.
That's
respect
so
the
real,
creativity.
yo. Cause you know everybody got a story. Yo, half the motherfuckers in this picture ain't even here no more. Half the people in this video and locked up. Like you see it all the
Keep
time.
it real. How many times somebody passed away and you wish you had more photos?
All the time.
How many times somebody passed away and you wish you had more video clips of them?
I was just thinking about that on my way here. I wish I had more pictures of Don. I really wish I had more pictures of my homie Don. I just thought about that on my way here.
So that's what I be trying to tell people about. Like, you know, every now and then when you have like a family gathering or something, like especially because I'm out here in Philly locally, call someone up. You can come out for an hour, take some pictures, have something to remember that day. You gonna want them pictures. I promise you, 5-10 years from now.
Yeah, especially if my man.
It's going. You gonna want them pictures versus remembering. Like, damn, remember that barbecue, cuz?
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of going like, yo,
remember that barbecue,
cuz?
Right.
It's different.
Remember them sneaks? Remember that? You know
look at that, yo.
Look at your hair in that joint.
Yo, look, see? It's a big difference, man.
Different level.
You know what I
but
mean?
see,
you gotta look at it differently.
And you know what's crazy? I know we about to get late, but fuck it, it's my show. They say a picture worth 1,000 words, and I think the reason that photography isn't valued as much as it used to be is because now those 1,000 words are being replaced with captions that don't have anything to do with the picture.
60. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you guys still survive because everybody wants to be promoted, but ultimately they're watering down the value of moments. People don't want to put up a picture if they wasn't posing for it. They don't want candid shots for real. You know what I mean? They don't want stuff like that. And it's very strange because those are the moments.
See,
those are the moments. I think people are watering down the value of photography.
Some of the best moments is when you don't pose for the camera.
When you got a mouthful of potato salad cracking the fuck up with cards in your hand.
Just recently, I was shooting an artist of mine that I work with. He's also a friend of mine. Shout to Chemist. Make sure you look him up on Instagram. Great artist. Chemist rarely smiles. Okay, he rarely smiles, and it's not to say that he's mean or nothing like that. He just rarely
personality.
He's a very rare person that you get a genuine smile. Now he does smile when something is genuine.
Right.
But you gotta catch those moments. You know what I mean? And he sniffs bullshit real quick, so he don't really smile like that too much.
He sniffs bullshit.
Yeah, he sniffs bullshit real quick.
I like how you said that.
As he's coming off the stage, we had just done the Kimmel Center, and they were clapping. I caught just enough of a picture because he was ducking his head down, so I almost didn't catch it. But I caught a genuine smile of his. Now, I know when he looks at that picture, he says, "Damn, he caught me smiling," because he knows there isn't too many pictures of him probably smiling.
So he's gonna remember exactly
he's
where
gonna remember
that picture was and when you
he's
took
gonna
it.
remember that picture, where he got off, what was going on, who was around him, who took it, the whole way through.
Right.
That's something he's always gonna have for the rest of his life.
Word.
Mission successful as a photographer that's shooting an artist.
You know what's funny? I got a homegirl that DMs me every once in a while and tells me the difference between my fake smile in the picture and when it's genuine.
Oh shit.
And mind you, most of the time she's right, sometimes she's wrong. But it'd be funny that people really like, you could tell like, you know what I mean? But I guess it's the same as like I could tell that most motherfuckers is insecure about their pictures, they facing their pictures.
That goes to something I was going to say way back in the very beginning of the conversation when you first said that Press told you about the blur picture with the guy's pinky. And what I was going to say is people are always watching and you never know what people are paying attention to. So the fact that she's paying attention to your smile, he's paying attention to your pinky. You never know who's not saying anything to you or watching. So you guys always got to be.
Yeah, Press made me elevate to the point where, you know, and I don't ever tell people, but I know when you see these pictures, this is a real moment here. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give y'all a real moment in the camera. You know what I mean?
We get there real. We get there real.
Right, listen,
Let's go.
Listen, I know that when you look at these pictures at times, you know that you was high as shit and your eyes was red as a motherfucker. And when you go look at them, you be like, damn, how did he fix my eyes and make them all white and make me look like I'm not high? Say I didn't do that for you. I know there's certain people out there that they have bald spots missing on the side of their head, on the top of their head.
Say that.
And I came back and I brung you back to life like it was Rogaine through a picture and put that shit right back.
Because you niggas be definitely putting your heads down and forgetting that you light skin up top.
Yep.
I've also had situations where you've been smiling great, amazing set of teeth, whether it's a guy or a girl, no homo. But them shits is yellow. And I done brought them shits back to life like you sat there and put a fucking mouthpiece in and then walked out of a dentist's office or some sort of place. You know your teeth ain't look like that in that picture. You know it didn't. You know what I mean? So like for all them people that did that too, you know who you are. Because I take about 16,000 pictures a year. So you know what I mean? I've been doing this for a while.
Shit.
You know what I mean? So for those that did it too, just know that I know that you know that I know that you know.
You're welcome. Days, Monday and Tuesday usually off. 16,000. I don't want to do the math. Put it in the comments.
Listen.
How many pictures a fucking week, a day, and all of that is that? But go ahead.
All he's saying is, bottom line, you better holler at Steady
The
Stills.
nigga that make you look good.
Listen.
He gonna make you look like you should when you want to look
now,
good.
I have failed a couple of you. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say you and sound like I'm great because I gotta take the bad with the good, right? You know what I mean? That's how it works. I have failed a couple of you where you had a couple of acne spots and you know you would have wished that I would have graphed you a little bit differently and removed that. My apologies. I had some people upset with the tiger stripes. You know what I mean? And I didn't remove those. You know what I mean? My apologies to y'all as well too. You know what I mean? So
don't apologize
Kendrick,
to them.
what them though? I just listen to
J.
Kendrick
Cole
Lamar
want to
over
see
here.
that shit.
You know
So
what
do
I mean?
Kendrick Lamar.
Listen, so for certain people, you know what I mean? I have failed you at some point in time, but I probably haven't failed you twice.
All right, so let's do this.
You know what I mean?
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's explain something that I explain to every motherfucker all the time that's overthinking these pictures. You can't look perfect in every picture is one. Number two, the picture can only get what's the fuck in front of it. And you know why I know that they don't know that? Because they think taking 55 pictures like this with the same face is going to change the goddamn picture. No, that's what the camera got, because that's what's in front of the camera. Stop faulting somebody because you striped out. You wore an outfit that showed your stripes. We thought you was proud of your stripes. Everybody else is. You know, what he said?
I thought you looked great with the stripes. You know what I mean? What can I tell you?
Yeah, that's not, don't apologize for that,
You know what I
man.
mean? But
And
you
stop trying to motherfucking do cameramen's jobs for them, man. Motherfucker
agree
ask
with
you
that.
if you want to flick, man. Let him take your flick. If somebody take a flick, like, you know what I hate seeing? I hate that now photographers, cameramen, real cameramen and photographers think that every time they take a picture of me, they got to show it to me for my approval. I feel bad. First of all, I don't care.
First of all,
second of all,
if
you the shooter.
If you know me, I don't even, and I will say some slick shit even to see if you'll just take it for the slick talk real quick and just leave me alone. But if you do, continue on, so it'll be like a conversation. Like I'll take a picture and then I'll just keep moving. Like I just keep going.
Don't
So
do
you
that
know, I
shit,
can't see that picture.
No, but
And
you
I'm
know what
like-
I want to
do that.
And I'll
say?
be like, nah, you really can't see the picture. It's not edited yet. Yo, for real though. And I'll be like, all right, well, we're not gonna get it back and forth with this. Look.
No, what I
Now,
want
what
to
I really hate is this though.
No,
But that's
go
why
ahead.
niggas is doing it,
Go
because
ahead.
they get that so much that they just do it automatically now.
Go
Yo,
ahead.
let me take a picture of that with my phone. So you trying to take a picture
Of
my
of the picture
on
on
the
my
camera.
LCD screen through my phone? If you've
That's too much.
ever done that,
I've never
and
heard
I've let
anybody
you do
say
it, understand that I hate that so much, but I still let you do it.
I've never
How
heard
about
anybody
a
say
copy
that.
of
But
a
what I
copy
want to
ain't
say
never
is,
shit?
Like wait until
Fine.
it gets edited and it gets posted.
what
like,
I want to say is, let photographers do their job. I can't stand when people just have their phones all in the way and it's time for a photo op and like the
And
real
don't ask the nigga with
photographer.
the camera to take a picture with your
Can't-
phone unless that's your homie.
Right, just let them do their job. Like, not even if it's your homie, because it's still disrespectful. Like, listen,
No, still
let him
wouldn't
take
mind.
let him take his picture with his camera. He gonna send it to you.
Yeah. But if I
Like,
say stills,
bottom
because he know
line.
if I'm asking this for a reason. He know it ain't
Well,
for
yeah,
me.
but, I mean,
He
yeah,
know it
but
ain't
what
for
I'm
me.
saying is I can't
He
stand
know
when
it's
I
for
see
me, but
people
not for
getting
me.
in your way, any photographer's way with their phones. Like,
That's
this is-
that bullshit.
Like, we need a photo op. Like, get out their way.
Mind you,
like,
if I want y'all
know when that
phones,
happens? You know when
I can capture that
You know when that
myself.
happens the most? Honestly,
where?
when you get booked for proms.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get a prime. I get a
Every
prime.
single person's uncle is like right in front of your
I
camera.
saw
like
that
this.
the other day with my
Like this.
goddaughter prime.
So
No,
like-
I get the prime. I mean, I'm sorry. Prime is real personal. That's real
So
personal.
a good amount of your pictures, you be like, I can't use this one. Here's someone's finger. Here's someone's cell phone. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause they just jump in. You know what I mean? But
I
yeah.
get it. But I'm a rely on the photographer. I get the prime, but I'm at a lot of events, and a lot of times the photographers be so upset because people be like nudging them up. Y'all already
like, yo, I'm
fighting each other.
paid to be here. This is
Like,
my job. I'm
chill.
getting paid to be.
Chill.
I have to produce something because I'm being paid here to produce something. You're interfering with me producing.
And
Like-
you're not
what I
even
do.
taking good pictures of videos.
Right. So don't knock the hustle,
You don't know how
y'all.
to
You gotta
take a
show love
picture
to the
of the
photographer in
You
every
gotta
single
respect the
way, and
shooter,
part of
man.
that is give them their space. Let them do what they do. It's the craft. He's a creative. He gonna give you some amazing shots. Like I believe. Like just trust him. So just get out their way. That's all. I see
No,
that all
but,
the time.
Let's
That bothers me. It really
let's
bothers me.
wrap this pup. It's been a great joint.
All right.
Appreciate y'all coming through.
Definitely.
Let the people
The
know
love.
how to book you and all of that, how they listen to you, everything. You got a lot of shit going on.
Run it down.
Instagram, catch me at SteadyStills, SteadyStills.
Nice.
You can catch me on my podcast Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. on blazin267.com. That's BLAZIN 267.com from 7 to 9 p.m. You can also catch me on air with my bro DJ Spontane on The Blend. That's Spontane show. I do camera work and do a little bit of co-hosting on there with him. That's my bro. That's my brother really for life. You know what I mean? That's my guy. And that's on Mega 105.7 FM. And that's Sunday nights from 10 to midnight.
Hardest working man. Pictures
What else do I got that's going on? Make sure you catch me at Lyrics Lounge every Saturday night. You know, I'm usually there around 12 o'clock. I do that artist pull-up between 12 and 12:30. You know what I mean? Camera on around 12:45, 1 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you look great. You know what I mean? Come have a drink, get a free flick, get put in the movie, and then, you know, we drop
I'm
it
gonna
on
have to
the
come
gram.
through that joint. We want to go through.
I slide,
We gotta
we
slide
we
through.
slide.
Come through this Saturday.
We gonna slide through.
Oh man, this Saturday is gonna be.
We gonna slide through.
Got a shot, get it up. Come on, come on. Got a shot, get it up. Come on, come on. Got a shot, get it up. Let's go. Fellas, if you come, hold it high, straight up. Go. Yeah. Got a shot, get it up. Come on, come on. Got a shot, get it up. Come on, come on. Got a shot, get it up. Ladies, lift your cup, hold it high, straight up. Go. You hella cute with your bad ass. Yeah. You hella cute with your bad ass. Yeah. You hella cute with your bad ass. Your girlfriend kinda cute with a bad ass. Come on. You hella cute with your bad ass. Yep. You hella cute with your bad ass. You hella cute with your bad ass. Your girlfriend kinda cute with a bad ass. Bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Going up. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Going up. Come on. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Going up. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Look at her bubble butt. Have some fun. Let's go. I don't give a fuck what you can't do. I came to have some fun. Let's go. I don't give a fuck what you can't do. All my people in this place that got you 9 to 5.